welcome to yoga with the library program. My name is Brownmiller. We're going to start on our backs today. Alexandria is joining us today to kind of be in the room with me, make it a little less awkward to teach. So if you'll find a comfortable position, you can have the knees bent. You can have the feet together with the knees splayed out for Baddha Konasana. You can lay with the legs straight. Let the back of the head rest on the mat. Feel the shoulders relax down. Let the hips sink. If you're in a season of needing more grounding, you can rest with the palms down on the floor, or maybe rest one hand on the heart, one hand on the low belly. This usually helps me tap into the breath, brings my focus inward. If you're in a place of receiving, maybe rest with the palms up. And begin to find your breath. Find that intention. We'll put you on your mat today. Maybe what can you do on your mat today that will carry through your week? We'll be here for 4 more breaths. With each inhale, feeling the spine grow longer. And as you exhale, relaxing the body onto the floor, feeling supported. On your next inhale, slowly bring some movement into the body. You can wiggle the fingers and toes, maybe draw the knees in, wrap the hands around. Just start some small rocking motion side to side. If your knees were bent or in Baddha Konasana, maybe windshield wiper out the legs with the feet on the floor. Just some small movements to get into the hips, to get into the practice. On your next exhale, we're going to plant both feet on the floor, cross the right ankle over the left knee, flex the right foot, and just draw the knee in gently, just holding on to the thigh. Maybe wrap a strap around the back of the thigh. A belt or a tie are also good home props. As you exhale, left foot places on the mat, right foot down as well. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. Same action this side. Slowly draw the right knee towards the right shoulder, using the hips in the movement rather than the low back. Pull the core down. Exhale, right foot comes back down. Left foot comes down. Separate the feet wide, the width of the mat. Take the knees to the right. On your inhale, come to center. Exhale to the left. Move with your breath back and forth, windshield wipering the knees. Inhale to center, exhale the opposite side. Just slow, gentle twist. Your knees do not have to hit the floor. On the next inhale, bringing the knees through center. Make sure you're even on both sides. Draw the knees back in. Give yourself a hug. Maybe tuck the chin, curl up in a ball. On the exhale, release the shoulders down, send the knees over the hips. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see some options here. We're going to get into the core just a bit this morning or evening whenever you're doing this practice. I like to tuck my hands underneath my hips. Knees are directly over the hips. The ankles are at 90 degrees, legs, shins perpendicular to the floor. You can be here, and as you exhale, lower the right toes to the mat. Inhale, bring the right knee back up. Here's option number 1. Option number 2 is to take the legs straight. Draw the belly in, bring the low back to the floor, and as you exhale, take a straight leg down one at a time. Relax the shoulders. Move with the breath. Inhale comes up. Exhale drops the leg. If your legs are straight, press through the heel like you're reaching for the opposite end of the room. Everyone keeping the belly button drawn in and down. If you really want to take it up a notch, you can do both legs at the same time. Just know that's going to be a lot on the low back. So be mindful of where you are in your practice. 2 more with your breath. Make sure you even it out if you're working one leg at a time. We want all sides to be equal. And as you exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Maybe stretch the legs out. Stretch the arms up overhead. Arch the back. Big stretch in the torso. Drawing the knees in. We're going to rock over onto hands and knees. Take as many rock and rolls back and forth as you like to make your way there. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Press into the palms. The knees are underneath the hips. If you need padding on the knees, you can always grab a blanket or a beach towel, lay it across where your knees are at. On the inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the heart for cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, press into the hands, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Cat. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 3 more with your breath. Pressing into the hands, spread the fingers wide. Find any organic movement that feels good. Maybe you take a right shoulder to the right hip. Maybe you sway the other way. This is your practice. I'm just here as a guide offering suggestions. Nothing I say or do has to be what you do. On the inhale, find a neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes, sending the tailbone up and back, finding our first downward facing dog. Again, you want to keep the fingers spreading wide, lift the hip bones high, press down through the heels, relax the head and neck. Arm bones squeeze in towards each other. Maybe pedal out the feet, bend one knee and then the other. Be mindful of your body today and your practice. Note anything we do from downward facing dog can be done from hands and knees. So be aware of that option. 2 more breaths here. Find some stillness, find that intention. On your next inhale, bring it to hands and knees. You can sit back on the heels or find child's pose, big toes together, knees as far apart as comfortable on the hips. Hips settle back, forehead comes to the mat or a block. Sometimes if my hips aren't digging child's pose, I just like to sit up. Draw the shoulders down and let the crown of the head lengthen the spine towards the ceiling. Breaths here. Maybe rolling out the wrists. On your next inhale, if you're in child's pose, reach the hands forward, coming up onto fingertips. Draw the heart forward, and as you exhale, walk the hands to the right. If you're sitting up, reach the arms up. As you exhale, take the right hand down, left arm reaches up and over. We're going for the side stretch here, so lengthen the left ribs away from that left hip. Inhale comes back to center, lengthening the heart forward or up. As you exhale, walk the hands, drop the hand to the opposite side. Again, side stretch, right ribs lengthen away from the right hip. Get long on the side body. Inhale, reaches up. As you exhale, coming back to center, we're going to come to hands and knees. I said what I was doing, forgot to cue everybody else.
Lord, I got it.
Tucking the toes, come to downward facing dog. We're gonna start some movements here between child's pose and down dog. So on your inhale, we'll come to hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale, lifts up to hands and knees. Exhale, finding downward facing dog or child's pose, depending on where you are with your breath and your practice. Two more rounds. This is a good option for vinyasa or flow in any class. When you hear the teacher say, take a vinyasa, flow between poses, this is a really good option. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Pressing into the hands, lengthen from wrist to shoulders, shoulders to hips. Lift the hips high, relax the heels to the floor. On your next inhale, your right leg will lift. As you exhale, we'll stack the right hip on top of the left, bend the right knee, right heel draws towards the glute. Inhale, lengthen that right leg back behind you. As you exhale, draw the right knee in, step between the hands. We're going to drop that back knee, finding a low lunge. Let the hips sink. Your hands can stay on the mat or on blocks. You can bring them to the knee of the right leg. Lengthen up through the heart or forward if your hands are on the mat or blocks. And breathe. Hands can come to the hips, to the heart, maybe reach up. Decide what's best on your shoulders this morning. As you exhale, we're going to bring the hands to the mat. Shift the hips back so that that left hip is over the right knee. Or not right knee. Left hip is over the left knee. Flex the right foot. Hands can be on blocks, books, whatever you've got. Maybe your fingertips are on the mat. Draw that right hip back. Draw the heart forward. Nice hamstring stretch here. You can play with the foot, maybe flex and point the toe on the right foot. See if either way feels better. Maybe just get some movement in the ankle. On your next inhale, we'll walk the hands back forward, bend into that front knee, plant both hands. Right foot meets the left, downward facing dog. Two breaths here, pressing into the hands, lengthening from wrist to shoulder, shoulders to hips, hips to heels. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, stack that left hip on top of the right, bend the left knee. Left foot goes towards the glute. Right heel relaxes down. Inhale, left leg lengthens back. Exhale, draw that left knee in, step between the hands, or help the foot however you can to get it there. Right knee drops. Maybe come up onto fingertips, blocks the front knee. Hands can come to the heart, to the hips. Maybe reach up. Press into that front heel. What was that?
Actually, I was settling in. It was like, oh.
Yeah. As you exhale, hands come down, shift the hips back, find that hamstring stretch on the opposite leg. Again, grab some props if you need them, blocks or books, or maybe a rolled up blanket on one side. Draw the left hip back, draw the heart forward. Belly reaches for the thigh. Relax the head and neck. Again, you can maneuver the left ankle, flex and point the foot. Next inhale, we'll walk the hands forward, bend into that left knee. Tuck the back toes, step it back, downward facing dog, left foot meets the right. 2 breaths here. On your inhale, we'll shift to plank pose. Plank pose can be taken lots of ways. You can always take hands and knees. You can always shift the shoulders over the wrists for plank and bring the knees down. If your wrists bother you, you can always come down onto forearms. Full plank, knees up, whatever floats your boat today. Press into the floor, press the floor away, squeeze the arm bones in. 1 more breath here, belly pulls in and up. As you exhale, drop the knees, lower the chest and heart, come down onto the belly. Both feet flatten out, press down through the toes, press down through the hands, lift the heart, find low cobra. Shoulder blades squeeze together, belly pulls in. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, bring the forehead to the mat. Next inhale, we'll do that 1 more time. Elbows squeeze in, lift the heart. Press down through the toes. Pause. Exhale, release. Your next inhale, press up through hands and knees or plank. We'll find ourselves back in either downward facing dog or child's pose. Find what works best for you. 2 breaths wherever you are. On your next inhale, coming through hands and knees, we'll find downward facing dog. On your inhale, that right leg will lift, reach up and back. Exhale, stack the right hip, bend the knee. Squeeze the heel towards the glute. Inhale, reaches back. Exhale, step between the hands. Back knee can be low or high, decide where you want to be. Reach the hands up for lunge. Hands can be at the hips, the heart, all the way up. Draw the shoulders down the back, pull the belly in. Exhale, the hands will come down to surround the front foot. Your left hand stays down. Right hand can come to the hip. Twist the right shoulder up. Maybe reach the hand up. Draw back through that right hip. Press into the right heel. Be gentle and light on the left fingertips. Exhale, release the twist. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, left leg will lift. Reach up and back, and as you exhale, open the hip, bend the knee. Squeeze the heel in towards the glute. Inhale, reaches back. Exhale, steps between the hands. Coming up into low or high crescent lunge. Reach the hands up. They can be at the heart, the hips. Shoulders draw down, belly pulls in. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, hands come down. Right hand stays down, left hand comes to the hip. Our shoulders will twist. Left arm light, reach up. Press back through that left hip. Exhale, release the twist. Left hand comes down. Left foot steps to meet the right, downward facing dog. On your inhale, we'll shift to plank. Modify as you need to. 2 breaths here. Press into the floor. Arm bones squeeze in. Tailbone points towards the heels. Next exhale, lower the chest and heart. Elbows squeeze in and back. Plant the feet. Lift the heart. Find a back bend. Release. Press up through hands and knees to downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg will lift. Open the hip, bend the knee on the exhale. Inhale, lengthens back. Exhale, steps between the hands, coming back to that lunge. Reach the hands up. knee can be up or down. One breath here. On your exhale, we'll find warrior two. You're going to drop the back heel. Check the alignment of the feet. You want front heel to back arch, or maybe front heel to back heel, depending on your center of balance. That left hip wants to be in line with the left ankle. Right knee bend in, point it towards the right pinky. Shoulders draw down the back. Nice way to open the shoulders is if you flip the palms up, shoulders rotate back, and then you just turn your palms back over. You got that nice open shoulders. Breathe here, squeeze legs in towards each other. Lift up out of the hips. Exhale, hands down around the front foot. The left foot, or right foot meets the left. Downward facing dog. You can always come to child's pose. 3 breaths wherever you are. On your next inhale, bringing the hands back out in front. If you're in child's pose, we're going to come back to downward facing dog. Working for warrior two on the opposite side. On your inhale, the left leg will lift. Exhale, open the hip and the knee. Inhale, reach the foot back. Exhale, set between the hands. Coming up to that lunge. Your choice, knee up or down. We'll be there for 1 breath. Shoulders draw down, belly pulls in. Next exhale, drop the back heel. Open up, warrior two. Check the feet. Press the left, right hip back. Bend into that left knee and draw your shoulders back. Nice. Reach through the fingertips, get long. Breathe. Remember that intention. 1 more breath. Exhale, hands come down. The left foot meets the right. Downward facing dog. Shake the head yes or no. Bend one knee and then the other, swiveling out the hips. On your next inhale, we'll shift to plank. Maybe you shift to hands and knees. We're going to move through vinyasa, and that could be the child's pose, or that could be on your belly. Next inhale, find your back bend. Lift the heart. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. In our downward facing dog, we're going to take a wide stance. So take the toes towards the outer edge of the mat. You can walk the hands in some if that's available to you. Or you can always take a wide knee, hands and knees. Left hand is going to come towards the middle of the mat. Right hand is going to creep back towards the left foot. Maybe you grab the thigh, the knee. You might be able to reach the ankle. Take a gaze underneath that left arm. Find a twist. Inhale comes back to center. I'm going to take my right hand, put it where my left hand is in the middle of my mat. Left hand comes towards the right leg. Again, just wherever it will reach. You might not even reach the foot, just reach the hand back. Press into the right hand. Take a gaze under the right arm. Inhale comes back to center. Walk the feet back in. Come to hands and knees. Find child's pose. Roll out the wrists. Maybe take the hands to the heels. Let the shoulders relax down. Another option I always like is palms together at the top. And then fold the thumbs towards the nape of the neck. On an inhale, reach the hands back out. Coming up to hands and knees. Find downward facing dog. We're going to put one more pose on after our Warrior two, moving towards extended side angle or just side angle, whatever you prefer. On your inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, open the hip and the knee. Inhale, reaches back. Exhale, right foot between the hands, coming up to your lunge. Reach up. Next exhale, back heel drop, spine warrior two. Setting up the legs here, we want a strong foundation. Press down through the heels, reach through the hands. For side angle, there's some options. We're going to take the right forearm to the right thigh. Palm faces up, spread the fingers wide, left hand on the left hip. Press the forearm into the thigh, lift the right side. Then take the left shoulder back. You can reach the left hand out. Feel the effect of drawing that shoulder back. Then maybe take the left arm towards the ear. If you want to take this one step further, maybe you find your fingertips on the floor, or maybe you bring the floor to you by using some props. Next, inhale, we'll come back to warrior two. Exhale, the hands come down. Take that right leg up and back. Three-legged downward facing dog. Open the hip, bend the knee like we started. Inhale, lengthen the right leg back. Right foot meets the left. 3 breaths, however you would like to rest. Be it downward dog, child's pose, sukhasana, easy seat, wherever you want to be. Ooh. Preparing for side 2, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. On your inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, reaches back behind you. Exhale, steps between the hands. High crescent lunge. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, opens warrior two. Foundation set here, squeeze the legs in. When you're ready, take that left forearm to the left thigh. Press the forearm down, lift the heart. Right arm maybe comes to the hip, maybe reaches up. Press into the outer edge of that right foot. Lengthen through the right fingertips. And breathe. And again, do unto one side as you do unto another, as my teacher said yesterday. Press down through, maybe take it down to a block. One more breath. Next inhale, reaches up, warrior two. Exhale, hands down. Left foot meets the right, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Or there, wherever you want to be. On your next inhale, we're going to make our way to the tops of our mat from downward facing dog. You can tiptoe, step or hop. Find a forward fold. Bend the knees a lot. Let the heart, belly rest on the thighs. Relax the head and neck. Maybe fold the arms, grabbing opposite elbows. Releasing the hands, bring the fingertips to the floor, shins, thighs, halfway lift, draw the crown of the head forward, shoulders draw back, exhale, fold. On your inhale, bend the knees a lot, reach up, ground down, lengthen the sides. Exhale the hands to the heart, maybe the sides. Find a mountain pose. From your mountain pose, press down through all 4 corners of the feet. Draw the shoulders down the back, crown of the head reaches up. From here, we're going to take our hands to our hips, draw the right knee in, finding a balanced pose, standing marcher. You can hold on to that right knee if that better suits you. If you need to move to a wall or maybe have a chair available to hold on to for balance, that's a good option here as well. On your next exhale, we're going to take that right knee and move it towards the right, opening the hip. You can always take this a step further, grab that big toe with your fingers, a belt or a strap, and straighten the leg. Maybe extend the left arm out to the left. Shoulders draw in, belly pulls in. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to bring that right knee or foot back forward. Switch the grip of the hands, holding on with the left hand. And then extend the right shoulder back. Maybe reach back with the right hand. Maybe take the gaze back. On your inhale, coming back to center. Slowly release, shake out the left leg, the right, wiggle around in the hips. I like a good twisting it out, wringing out the spine. In between our poses, we're going to find goddess or malasana. So, option just depends on how deep you want to go in your hips. For goddess pose or horse pose, we'll take the feet wide, point the toes out to maybe 10 and 2, 11 and 1, depending on your knees, and then bend the knees out towards the pinky toes. You're going to sink the tailbone down, lift the heart, so we're not doing a squat and pushing the booty back. We want to keep the heart lifted like there's a wall we're sliding down behind us. Hands can be on the hips, the heart, you can reach up. For those of you that would like to take it deeper, I'm going to bring my feet in, lower the seat, lift the heart, malasana squat. You can also prop yourself up on blocks here. 3 more breaths wherever you are. In malasana. Press the elbows into the knees, into the thighs, lift the heart. 1 more breath. Next inhale, we'll straighten the legs, come all the way up to standing. Maybe reach up. As you exhale, turn the toes to face the front. Forward fold, take a wide leg forward fold. Shake the head yes and no. Take the feet out wider if you were in malasana and think you need it. You can walk the hands through the legs, maybe pull down on the mat for a little bit of a bicep curl, drawing the heart lower. Maybe reach for the feet or the thighs. On your next inhale, hands come beneath the face, halfway lift. We're going to heel toe the feet back together. Lengthening the crown of the head towards the front. Press the sit bones back. Halfway lift, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale comes up to standing. Reach up, root down. Lengthen. Exhale the hands to the heart. To the sides, mountain pose. 2 breaths before we take that standing balance on the opposite side. Shifting your weight to the right foot. Maybe come up on the tippy toes of the left. Prepare to draw that knee in. Flex the left foot, standing marcher. Hands are on the hips or at the heart. Maybe you hang on to that left knee. We'll be here for 2 breaths, just finding a sense of balance. Noticing if this side is maybe a little shiftier than the other, or maybe more steady. On your exhale, left knee comes out to the left. And again, you can take this to the next level, grabbing the foot, extending the knee, as Alexandria so beautifully shows us.
Thank you.
1 more breath here.
And then I lost it.
Happened. So we just jump right back in. Left knee comes forward. Right hand comes on to the left knee. Twist the left shoulder back. Maybe reach back with the left hand. You can always take the gaze back as well to really test the balance. The shifting of the eyes or the drishti. Inhale comes back to center. Drop the left leg, shake it out. We're gonna take Malasana or Goddess one more time. Pick your poison. Taking the heels wide for a Goddess pose, bringing the heels about the corner of the mat for Malasana. On an exhale, slowly lower. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Find a place where you can sit with yourself. You don't have to be comfortable, because Lord knows there's not really a whole lot in this world that makes us all feel super comfortable anymore. Lift the heart, pull the belly in, and always come back to the practice as your comfort. As you exhale, hands come down, or hands reach up, stand up. Take the feet wide, find a forward fold. For those of you that were in Malasana, I just kind of put my hands down and took my feet up. On your inhale, halfway lift, draw the crown of the head forward. We're going to heel toe back together. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, one more halfway lift. This exhale as you fold, plant the hands, step it back. Plank pose, downward facing dog, hands and knees, whatever you feel like. Pause for 3 breaths wherever you are. And we'll make our way to child's pose for 2. On your inhale, come to hands and knees. We'll find downward facing dog. Right leg will lift on an inhale. As you exhale, step that right foot to the outer edge of the right pinky. We're going to drop the back knee as an option. You can always leave the back knee lifted. Right knee is going to squeeze in towards the right shoulder. You can be on your palms here. I like to come onto my fists to alleviate the wrists a little bit. You can also come down onto forearms. Keep activity in that right leg, squeezing in. The next exhale, if you're not already there, drop that left knee. Maybe sink a little deeper into the hips. You can let the right knee roll out, maybe coming onto the outer edge of that right foot.
Good morning.
On your next inhale, coming back onto the hands, if you were anywhere but there, we're going to shift the hips back with the right hip wide. I'm going to take a block with me. Flex that right foot, maybe find a book or something you can prop yourself up on, or maybe your hands are on the mat. Belly draws down, right hip pulls back. This is just a little hippier rendition of the hamstring stretch. It's a little more into the outer adductor for me. Not everybody feels everything the same, but that's why I like this one. Walking the hands back forward, plant both hands, tuck the back toe, right foot steps to the left, find downward facing dog. On your inhale, left leg will lift. Exhale, step to the outer left pinky. Right knee up or down, hug the left knee in. Keep some activity there, legs working. 2 breaths. Either on wrists, palms, forearms, whatever you like. As you exhale, drop that right knee, relax the left knee. Maybe roll onto the outer edge of that left foot. You can always come down on the forearms here for a block if both forearms don't reach the mat. Meeting back with our palms on the mat, we're going to shift the hips back. Grab any props. Press back on that left hip. Draw the belly down, the heart forward. Slowly walking the hands forward. We're going to plant both palms, tuck the right toes, left foot meets the right, downward facing dog. Two more breaths here. This will be our last down dog. On your inhale, come to hands and knees. Sit back on the heels, find child's pose. Coming up to either hands and knees or seated, we're going to move into cow face pose, which I'm going to show you how I do it with a block. Some people's hips can hit the floor and that's fine. This is hard on your knees. The best thing to do is come to a Sukhasana, easy seated pose. You can always prop up the hips. For cow face pose, we're going to cross the right knee over the left, separate the feet, and then you're going to sit your bottom in between the feet. But I sit on the block because my hips don't reach the floor. The block brings the floor to me, so this is my best option. Your best option may be with your seat on the floor, or it may be not doing this at all and just sitting easy pose with the legs crossed comfortably in front. With the right leg on top, we're going to take the right arm on bottom, reaching it out. Left arm goes on top. And then give yourself a bear hug, reaching the fingertips to the shoulders. You want the elbows about chin height, then pressing away from the face. Feel a nice stretch across the back of the shoulder blades. From here, you can stay here, or maybe you take full eagle arms. Forearms come together, maybe the palms touch. Elbows are still lifted, pressing away from the face. And breathe. Belly pulls in. Try to take some thoughts to the hips and feel them settle. On your next inhale, we're going to unravel the arms, stretch them out wide. And then as you exhale, we're going to take the right hand to the small of the, or to the nape of the neck. So the right elbow bends. You can take the left elbow or left hand to the right elbow. Look up, try not to tuck the chin, so maybe use the back of the head as a little bit of push on the arm. You may also be able to reach the fingertips back, maybe grab a strap or grab fingertips in the back if your shoulders allow that. As you exhale, slowly release, take the arms wide, bring the hands forward. We're going to move on to hands and knees, or if you're seated, switch the cross of the feet however you like. Left knee crosses over the right, same seated position. Or if you're seated in easy pose, you're just going to switch the cross. The opposite foot comes in front. And take your left foot a little more left. Yes. Left. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sitting up tall, we're going to take the left arm out front, right arm over the top. Giving ourselves a big hug. Press the elbows away from the face. You can always take the forearms together, the palms to touch. Again, whatever suits your body this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time of day you choose to practice. On your inhale, release the hands, open up wide. Left hand reaches up to the nape of the neck. Maybe take the right hand to hold the left elbow. Lift the chin. And as you exhale, slowly release, arms come wide. Coming onto our seats, make your way there however you want to get there. We're going to take the soles of the feet together, knees open out wide. The feet can be as close to you as you like or as far as you like, depending on your hips and your mobility. You can always take blankets, pillows, props underneath the knees if that helps support in the hips. Holding on to the shins or maybe the feet, or maybe wrapping the hands around the edges of the feet. Lift the heart, draw the heart forward, think cow pose. And as you exhale, draw the heart towards the feet, relax the head. Lengthening through the crown of the head, the belly draws down, keeping a long lumbar spine, that long low back. Slowly coming up on an inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the outside of the knees, help lift them up, straighten the legs, shake it out. We're going to find our way on our backs. Draw the knees into the chest, rock side to side, back and forth. We're going to do a reclined pigeon, so if you prefer the seated full pigeon, feel free to take that. Left foot comes to the mat, right ankle crosses over the left knee as we started. We're going to draw the left knee towards the left shoulder, interlace the hands around the left thigh, maybe grab a strap or a tie around the left thigh. Maybe you can bend the left knee, then grab the top of the shin, or you may even straighten that left leg. Keep both feet flexed and use that right elbow, maybe the right hand, to press the right knee away. You want your shoulders and your head and your sacrum relaxed down. So if you're struggling and you're pulling up and your head is not on the mat, maybe grab a pillow or a blanket to offer that support so you don't have to strain your shoulders to be here. As you exhale, left foot comes down onto the mat. Couple of options here. You can cross the leg completely over and then take a twist. Legs go towards the left. You can keep the feet as they were. Take the sole of the right foot to the left. Or you can uncross the legs. Take both knees to the left. Option for what works well with your body and how you feel today. Wherever you are If your right shoulder is not on the mat, bring the right hand to the right hip. Let that elbow relax so that it's not dangling in the air. Maybe look to the right if that's available on the neck. On your inhale, slowly make your way back to center. Uncross the legs if they were crossed still. We're going to bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. Flex the left foot. Right knee draws to the right shoulder. Interlace the hands. Maybe grab your belt or strap around the thigh, maybe the shin, maybe you straighten the right leg. Lots of options. Take that left elbow or hand and press the left knee away. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. As you exhale, right foot meets the mat. Find your twist, either crossing the legs, taking the legs as they are, or uncrossing. Everything goes to the right. Left shoulder wants to work towards the mat. If it's not there, bring the hand to the hip. Maybe just look left. On the inhale, come back to center. Uncross the legs. Separate the feet wide. Do a few windshield wipers back and forth. Left and right. Setting up for bridge pose. Bring the feet in about shoulder distance apart. Hands come to the mat beside you. Press down into the hands. Lift the hips. Press down into the feet. Maybe walk the shoulders under and clasp hands. Three more breaths. As you exhale, slowly bring the hips back down to the floor. Draw the knees into the chest. Draw circles on the ceiling or rock side to side. And then a couple of options here. You can find an inversion of choice. Maybe it's just grabbing something under the hips. You might move to a wall for legs up the wall. If you have other inversion practices that you do at home, please feel free to do so. We'll be in your inversion, I would say, from 8 to 10 breaths. Letting the blood pump the other way. Whenever you're ready, begin to make your way towards Shavasana, our final resting pose. Be taken on your back with the knees bent. Separate the feet wide, knees folding in. This is a good option for those with low back pain. You can always rest blankets or pillows underneath the knees if you would like to straighten the legs some. Or maybe take the legs all the way straight. Let the palms come beside the body. Take up some space. Rest with the palms up or down. You can always take Shavasana on your side or on your belly. You just want to find somewhere where you can stop the fidget. Let the practice absorb. Relax the face. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, feel the shoulders drop into the mat. Let the belly go. Your next exhale, feel the hips sink. The ankles relax. Keep the focus on the breath. If any thoughts should arise, acknowledge them, and then let them float away like a passing cloud. Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you have time. Thank you so much for joining me today in your practice. As always, it's an honor to serve this community through yoga. I appreciate your time. I appreciate Alexandria's time. Until next time, namaste.